Hello, and this is the beginning of the second part of the video. And here, the difference between what you've just seen, and that's the one that I share, with everybody, and your special video for my premium star members is how structured things are. I want to give you more of the things that you can actually apply. And as I said before, and I said it once, hold your hand more, for that. I find sometimes that online I find a lot of abstract, generic advice that I find very difficult to apply in real life. So here we go. Please, if you haven't, do watch the first part of the video. It's important. It's the introduction. I share all at the beginning there. And I talk finally about the step in which I wanted to start to think about the difference between you here in your life A and you here on your life B, where you want to be. And I want to start talking about small chunks. So think about maybe the next quarter and or the next semester. We start with a vision board for a year, but actually there is no time for that. You can have a vision board and maybe you're going to achieve everything on your vision board in the first 3 months. And then you're like, well, I need a new vision board because I'm done. Okay, so this is thing number one. Now, I would like to go back to that. By the way, there is again not a limit or a minimum of things. I do recommend having around 3 to 5 at least, because I'm a big believer of having a lot of things going on in life. So I don't think that full obsession is good, especially if you, like me, are in arts, because you can get a lot of inspiration from other things. So it's very healthy for you and for your creativity to have different interests in life. So you can draw inspiration from different things. Yeah. So that's one thing. Then I would like you to go back now to the list or to your vision board and pick the things there. And you don't have to do that with every single thing. Like my vision board is huge, but some of the things they kind of come together somehow. They inter intertwine or something. There is this beautiful word in English, sometimes difficult to pronounce, but they mix. So some of the things, so for example, I have something about the money that I want, and I have some things that create, like wealth for myself. So of course those things will be together eventually. But I would like you to pick, at least as an exercise, one or two things from there. I want you to think of where you are today regarding that, where you want to be in the future, and think of this gap. And don't think about having or doing. We're going to get there. But I want you to think first of being. And this is really the gold nugget of this video. And I hope the noise of my cat doesn't bother. Yeah, and don't worry, he's okay. I know his breathing has this funny noise, but it's because he has this problem with his nose. And then whenever he's breathing, he makes this loud noise, and especially when he's purring, he makes like this noise. But don't worry, he's fine. He's fine. Um, so what I would like you to do, I lost it a little bit because I was thinking about the cat. Oh, yeah, think about being. So it's all about identity, because one thing is thinking. The things that we repeat to ourselves have a lot of power. So imagine, let's talk about maybe. Let's think about this. Imagine you want to save some money. Let's say that, because you want to get something. Maybe you want to get a car, or you want to get like this huge a costume or whatever, a trip. And then let's say that you go out, or then you're now like bored, and then you go online and then you buy stuff, and then it's like stuff that you don't need. And then you tell yourself, I always do that. I'm this kind of person that whenever I'm bored, I end up buying stuff. This is the thing I want you to change, because this is you telling yourself who you are. And an identity is much stronger than a habit. Okay. So because think about the things that really matter. Of course, I'm talking about small things. If you're watching me, chances are you're well in life, right? It's not like you have problems fulfilling your basic needs. No, 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 no. That's not. You have access to internet, you have a phone, you have your basic needs covered, and you're looking for more. So if you think about those things, the person you believe you are will tell you much more about who has those things that you want to have. So for example, let's think about basic things. For example, you probably would never believe you're a person who steals things, right? And probably you have chances to, right? Maybe you are changing clothes and someone leaves their phone there, or someone leaves their wallet there, but you would never open someone's wallet. You would never do that. Why? Because in your identity, that's so strong. Like, that's not the person I am. I would never do that. It's super strong. And I want all of those things, at the top of your list, as your vision, to be this strong. So if this is a habit you don't want to have, you want to save the money instead of spending it on things you're never going to use, online. And it could be any habit. It could be drinking, it could be smoking, but it could also be overeating, it could be undereating. Maybe you're starving your body, maybe you're having soda, it could be even smaller like that. But when someone offers you something, I don't know, let's say escargot, many people don't like escargot, or a duck liver, you're like, ugh. Or if you're a vegetarian, for example, your identity is, I'm a vegetarian, I don't eat meat, I would never eat meat. And that identity is strong, and it's much stronger than a habit. It's much stronger than saying, no, I eat everything, but I prefer, and then, because then it's malleable, you can fluctuate. Let's say fluctuate, maybe that's how you say it, I'm not sure, but you understand. It can depend on how you feel, or depend on your mood. So what I wanted to do is to tweak it. And how we do that, because again, I don't want to give you advice that is like, ooh, in the air, how do I do that? Okay, I understand what you're saying, Bunny, but how do I do that? Step number 1 is noticing. So step number 1, imagine you're there mindlessly. Let's stick with the example. Oh yeah, I'm watching TV Sunday evening, just chilling, and then I go online, and then I see like this Shine AliExpress, whatever website. It's like, this is cool. Oh, it's only 6 francs, And like, oh, but no, I would never buy something that I don't use. I want you to do that. I want you to, when it attacks, if can, first, remember, choose your reaction. You're like, you know what? I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to do something. I'm going to watch TV. I'm going to play a game or whatever. Or it could be, if your first reaction is the other one. If your first reaction is, oh, yeah, cool, I always buy those things, right? Then react to that. It's like, no, you know what? No. I used to do that. I'm not anymore. I'm not this person anymore. Now I'm a person who actually only buys when they really need something. And then stop that thing you're doing. And you know what? That's going to be tough. I'm not going to lie to you. Those things are hard to change, but they're possible. And I want you to help you with that, and to help with everything, as you know. Remember how to make things fun. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to make it really fun. So my identity, for example, is, even though I feel like I still buy quite a few things, I'm not a person who will keep myself from buying something. But I only buy things when I have the orgasmic yes. Maybe you heard of that. I spoke about it before. And that's my rule of thumb. And actually, I will start applying this rule. You can use that. Please feel free to use any of the ideas exactly as I'm saying them to you. I find that the orgasmic yes is the best way to decide what is good for me. And I will not drink something. I will not eat something unless my body and my mind are like, yes, I want that. I will not do something unless it's like that. And of course, there are things we're going to talk about in the future about discipline and so on. But in regards to these things, in regards to your identity, you can always look at the big picture. So even if one day you're too tired to do something, but you really love your job, like I do, you're gonna be like, yo, yeah, I wanna do that. I know, oh, it's gonna be tough, but oh, yeah, I want that. And that's the orgasmic yes. So I actually only buy something when it's, oh my God, look at this dress. I want it. Also, I look for quality in this kind of thing, no? So for me, it's important. I don't buy stuff from um clothes, especially something that will stay on my skin. I mostly try to buy them locally most of the time and from like very good shops. If you can go for local or something, but that's me. That's the identity I created for myself. I was like, no, 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 I'm a person who does that. I'm not a person who hoards clothes. I'm not. That's not who I am. And that's the identity I created, and you can do the same. Many times people believe their identity was born with them, and that's not true. Your identity can be built, and you can choose whoever you want to be. You remember that. Um, and you know what this is called? This is called radical self love. Because sometimes we think, and I think, for example, in my case, I used to just stuff my face, like with food, because I grew up in a family that said that it was bad to leave food behind. Like, no, 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 no. Once you put something on your plate, you have to eat to the end. And if someone gives you something, they also believed there are so many of those things, that grew up with us. If something is free, you should take it. And yeah, I understand where this comes from, of course. But nowadays, and then the thing is, you develop, and all of us can develop so much self love and such radical self respect that you leave things when they are not good enough for you. And imagine the level of self love that you have in order to look at a beautiful plate of food someone served. And then you try, and then you're like, hmm, yeah, I like it. And then you have all those things coming at you. Oh, what are people going to think? I'm at a restaurant, what is the chef going to think? People around me, people at my table. And am I going to go hungry or something? Can I order something else? But this food is not, but it's okay, right? I might as well just eat that, even if I don't really like it, I don't want to cause a scene. And there is so much that we think. And trust me, I know. But imagine when you take that step and you're like, you know what? It's not as tasty as I want. I'll just order something else, or I'll order dessert, I'll have dessert instead, or I'll go out and eat something else, and I'll leave this plate. I had one or two, I'm like, it's not good. I'll stop here. That's radical self love. This is crazy. You're like, wait, you stopped to have lunch, and then you're going to a second location to try and have lunch because that lunch wasn't good enough? Yes. Yes, you bet I will. Until I find food that's so delicious that makes me go, oh yeah, I want to finish this. You know what I mean? This is the kind of self love that I want you to have for yourself. And that's the identity I want you to adopt. that you love yourself so much and you know yourself so well that you can do those things and you can make those choices. So that's a 15-minute video already, so I'll stop here. More to come. Enjoy and see you soon. Bye.